You're walking the sleep corridor again, that endless hallway lined with doors you've come to know. The walls are neither stone nor wood but something in between, textured and cool to the touch. Your footsteps make no sound here. The air holds a particular stillness, the kind that invites rest without demanding it. Ahead, one door stands out, not by brightness or decoration, but by the faint sound emanating from behind it. A soft, rhythmic patter. Rain. Not the harsh downpour of a storm, but something gentler, more measured. You reach for the handle, which turns easily in your palm, and step through. The corridor falls away. You're somewhere else now, somewhere quieter, somewhere that keeps its own time through water and repetition. The room you enter is neither large nor small. It simply is. For walls, a high ceiling lost in shadow, and one window, tall, arched, its glass old enough to hold imperfections. Through it, rain falls steadily onto a courtyard you can't quite see the edges of. The light is diffused, pearl gray, the kind that suggests late afternoon or early morning without committing to either. There's no clock here. No need for one. The floor beneath your feet is smooth wood, worn in places where countless others have stood before you. Not worn through, just softened. There's a low table near the window, simple in design, holding a ceramic cup that's empty but clean. A cushion rests beside it, faded blue, inviting without insistence. You move toward the window because that's where the sound is clearest. Rain has its own language. This rain speaks in consistent syllables, each drop a small completion. It hits the stone outside, the leaves of plants you can't quite name, the edge of a gutter that channels water somewhere beyond your view. The sound doesn't vary wildly. It maintains a pace, a gentle constancy that your breathing begins to match without you deciding to do so. You settle onto the cushion. The window glass is cool when you lean close, though not cold. Condensation gathers in the corners, tiny beads that occasionally slide downward in lazy paths. You trace one with your eyes. It moves, pauses, moves again, merges with another droplet, continues. The world has narrowed to this: glass, water, sound, the slow expansion and contraction of your lungs. Outside, the courtyard reveals itself in pieces. There's pavement, dark with moisture. A few scattered leaves, russet and gold, slowly migrating across the stones as water nudges them. A low wall in the distance, its top slick and shining. No people. No movement except the rain and what the rain moves. This is a place that exists for weather, for the patient documentation of water meeting earth. The air in the room smells faintly of damp wood and something herbal, perhaps the plants outside, their scent carried in through a gap you can't see. It's not strong, just present, a background note that adds texture without demanding attention. You breathe it in, let it settle. Your shoulders, which you didn't realize were tense, ease downward. The cushion supports your weight without resistance. Time does something strange here. It doesn't stop, exactly, but it loosens its grip. Minutes might be passing, or hours, or something in between. The rain continues its work, its endless small arrivals. Each drop is individual if you focus, but together they form something larger, a presence, a companion that asks nothing of you. You can listen closely or let the sound become backdrop. Both feel right. The room begins to feel less like a space you entered and more like a space that's always existed, waiting. The walls, which you barely noticed at first, have a texture, not quite plaster, not quite paper. Something handmade, something that ages well. There are no pictures, no decorations, just the surfaces themselves and the way light moves across them. The gray luminosity from the window reaches every corner eventually, patient and thorough. Your thoughts, which usually crowd and jostle, begin to space themselves out. They don't vanish, that would be unsettling, but they arrive one at a time, acknowledged, then gently released. The rain helps. It provides a rhythm to return to whenever your mind starts to gather momentum. Patter, patter, pause. Patter, patter, pause. A pattern that's almost a pattern, varied just enough to stay organic. You notice your hands resting in your lap. They're still. Not forced into stillness, just naturally at rest. The fingers slightly curled, the palms open upward without intention. This is the posture of someone with nowhere else to be, nothing else to accomplish. For now, this window, this rain, this breath, they're sufficient. The courtyard outside might go on forever, or it might end just beyond your sight. Either way, it doesn't matter. What matters is this small section, this frame the window provides. Within it, water does its patient work, wearing down nothing, simply being what it is. You understand, in a way that doesn't require words, that you're being given permission to do the same. To be present without purpose, to exist without agenda. Gradually, you become aware that this isn't just a room with a window. It's something more deliberate. Behind you, shelves line one wall, you turn slowly to see them. They're filled with vessels, each one unique. Glass bottles with cork stoppers, ceramic jars with fitted lids, metal containers that have aged to soft patinas. Some are labeled in handwriting you can't quite read from here. Others are unmarked, their contents a mystery. You stand, your body cooperative, and approach the shelves. The rain continues its conversation with the courtyard, unchanged by your movement. Up close, you can see that some of the vessels contain water. Not just any water, rain, preserved. Each bottle holds rain from a different time, a different place, a different season. The labels, when you can make them out, offer small details: spring, northern valley, morning. Autumn, coastal region, dusk. Winter, first snow melt. This is an archive. Someone has been collecting rain, documenting it, storing it not for use but for memory. You reach for one jar, a white ceramic piece with a blue-gray glaze. The lid lifts easily. Inside, the water is clear, still, holding no particular quality you can name, yet somehow distinct from ordinary water. You replace the lid carefully, respectfully. There's a desk tucked into the corner, small and functional. On it, a ledger lies open, its pages thick and textured. The entries are handwritten in that same careful script. Each one notes a date, a location, a description of the rain, steady and soft, lasting 3 hours. Temperature mild. No wind. The kind that soaks in rather than running off. Another reads, brief but intense. Summer storm. Warm drops, large and scattered. Ended as quickly as it began. You realize this place is devoted entirely to the cataloging of rain. Not the science of it, not the meteorology, but the experience, the how it felt, the what it sounded like, the memory of standing beneath it or watching it from shelter. Each entry is a small act of attention, or recognition that rain is never quite the same twice. The window where you are sitting offers a live example. The current rain, falling now, is gentle and persistent. Medium-sized drops, evenly spaced, arriving with a rhythm that suggests they could continue for hours. The temperature, you sense, is cool but not cold. The air outside would feel fresh if you stepped into it, clean without being harsh. This rain is the kind that makes you want to stay inside and listen, to wrap yourself in its sound like a blanket. You return to the cushion by the window, but your awareness has expanded. You're not just listening to rain now, you're witnessing a particular rain, this rain, the one that's happening in this moment in this place. It has its own character, its own personality. Some rain is playful, dancing on surfaces. Some is melancholy, heavy with what it carries. This rain is meditative. It falls with intention but no urgency, each drop completing its journey in its own time. Behind you, the archive waits. You understand now that you could spend lifetimes here, opening jars, reading entries, coming to know rain in all its variations. The thought isn't overwhelming. It's comforting. Here is a vast subject, worthy of endless attention, and someone has undertaken that attention with care and patience. The ledger, you notice when you glance back, has empty pages, many of them. The archive is ongoing. Rain will continue to fall, and someone will continue to collect it, document it, preserve it. The work is never finished, but that's not a problem. It's the point. Rain is inexhaustible in its subtlety. Outside, the courtyard receives the rain without complaint. The stones darken further. A shallow puddle forms near a low spot, its surface stippled with arriving drops. The leaves, now gathered in a small cluster against the wall, are pressed flat and still. The world is being slowly, gently saturated, and it accepts this saturation as part of its nature. Your breathing has synced entirely with the rain now. Inhale as a cluster of drops arrives. Exhale as they settle. Inhale. Exhale. The rhythm isn't forced or conscious anymore, it's become automatic, natural, the way breathing should be. Your body knows how to do this. Your body has always known. The gray light from the window wraps around you, soft and even. There are no shadows here, or if there are, they're so gentle you don't notice them. Everything is visible without being bright. Everything is present without being insistent. This is a room that understands balance, that knows how to hold space without filling it. You let your eyes rest half closed, not sleeping but not fully awake either. The in-between state, where the mind drifts but doesn't disconnect, where thoughts arise like bubbles and pop just as gently. The rain continues. The archive waits. You are here, and here is exactly enough. Time passes, how much, you can't say. The rain outside hasn't stopped, but you sense it's changed. The drops are smaller now, more frequent, creating a sound that's less distinct percussion and more sustained whisper. You stand again, drawn back to the shelves, curious about the variations stored there. You select a tall, narrow bottle, its glass green tinted and old. The label reads, Late Summer, Highland Plateau, Thunder Nearby. You hold it up to the window light. The water inside catches the gray luminescence, seems to glow faintly from within. You imagine the rain this represents, warm air, humidity, the electric tension before a storm breaks, then the first heavy drops, spaced far apart, then the rush as the sky opens. That particular smell, ozone and dust being settled, almost present in the room now, though you haven't opened the bottle. Next to it, a squat ceramic jar, first frost, river valley, pre-dawn. This water would be cold, you think. The rain that comes when the seasons are turning, when the air can't decide between liquid and solid. The drops that land on surfaces already stiff with cold, that freeze in thin sheets by morning. Rain that warns and prepares, that says winter is coming, ready yourselves. Another vessel, this one metal with a hammered surface, monsoon season, coastal plains, afternoon. The label alone evokes weight, sheets of water descending not in drops but in masses, overwhelming gutters and drains, turning streets into rivers. Rain that's too much and yet exactly what's needed, that floods and feeds in equal measure. The sound would be overwhelming, a roar that drowns out everything else, and yet people sleep through it, lulled by the sheer consistency of the deluge. You understand now that the archive isn't just a collection. It's a teaching tool, a way to expand your understanding of a single phenomenon into countless variations. Rain is not rain, it's rains, plural, each one a distinct event shaped by temperature, location, season, time of day, what came before and what will come after. The current rain, the one falling outside your window now, is being archived even as you listen to it. Somewhere, perhaps in this very room when you're not looking, someone is filling a new vessel, writing a new entry, moderate, persistent, afternoon gray. Meditative quality. Temperature cool. No wind. Duration ongoing. Your presence here is being noted, not as an intrusion but as part of the rain's context. You witnessed this rain. You were part of its falling. You return to the window and look out at the courtyard with new attention. The puddle has grown, now large enough to reflect the gray sky above, a small mirror set into the stone. The leaves have been pushed to the far wall, clustered together as if for warmth. New details emerge, a downspout channeling water from somewhere above, its flow steady and clear, a bird, small and gray-brown, sheltering under an overhang, feathers fluffed, a single flower, late blooming, its petals heavy with water but not yet fallen. The rain touches all of this. It connects the sky to the stone, the flower to the wall, the bird to the water collecting at its feet. It's a medium, a carrier, bringing moisture and also bringing relationship. Everything outside is in conversation with everything else because the rain makes conversation possible. Inside, you're having your own conversation with the rain. It speaks in rhythm and you answer in breath. It offers consistency and you offer attention. Neither of you uses words, yet the exchange is clear, meaningful, generative. You're learning something here, though you couldn't articulate what. Something about patience, perhaps. Something about the value of small, repeated actions. Something about how attention itself can be a form of care. The archive, behind you, holds generations of these conversations. Each jar is someone's attention, preserved. Each entry in the ledger is someone's decision to notice, to mark, to remember. You're part of that lineage now, even if you never write an entry or fill a vessel. You're here, listening, and that's enough to make you part of the archive's ongoing work. The light is unchanging, that same pearl gray that could be any time or no time. The room exists outside the usual markers. No sun arcs across the sky here. No shadows lengthen or shrink. There's only the window, the rain, the vessels, the ledger, and you, components of a system that needs nothing else to function. Your body has settled into the cushion as if it's always been there. The initial novelty of the room has worn away, leaving something more substantial: belonging. You belong in this space. You fit. Not because you've earned it or because you're special, but because the space was made to accommodate whoever arrives. It's a generous architecture, one that asks nothing and offers much. The rain continues, as rain does, neither rushing toward conclusion nor resisting its own cessation. It falls because that's what rain does. It will stop eventually. All rain stops, but that eventuality is distant enough not to matter. For now, there's only falling, only arriving, only the endless small meetings of water and earth. You close your eyes, letting the visual aspects of the room recede so that sound can take full presence. Immediately, the rain becomes more complex. What seemed like a single texture reveals itself as layered, composed of multiple elements happening simultaneously. There's the primary sound, drops hitting the stone courtyard. This is the bass note, the foundation. It's deeper than you initially realized, a soft thud repeated endlessly, each instance slightly different depending on where the drop lands. Some hit flat surfaces and spread. Some hit edges and splash. Some hit other drops already resting there and merge without fanfare. Above that, a higher frequency, drops on leaves. These create a lighter patter, almost a tapping, as water meets plant matter. The leaves give under the weight, bounce back, shed the water towards stems and earth. This sound is busier, more varied, because leaves are numerous and positioned at different angles, catching rain differently. Then there's the sound of water moving after landing, the trickle of the downspout, the quiet flow in the gutter you can't see, the displacement as puddles accept new arrivals and shift their boundaries. This is the sound of rain's aftermath, rain's continuation into new forms. Still water but moving now, finding paths, following gravity, seeking the lowest point. And beneath all of it, almost subliminal, the hiss of rain and air, the collective sound of thousands of drops in flight, disturbing the atmosphere, creating friction and presence even before they land. This is the sound of falling itself, of descent, of something yielding to inevitable pull. You focus on each layer in turn, then let them blend back together into the unified experience of rain sound. It's like listening to an orchestra. You can isolate the strings or the winds or the percussion, or you can hear the whole composition. Both approaches are valid. Both offer insight. The room's acoustics shape the rain's sound. The high ceiling allows sound to rise and dissipate rather than reflecting back immediately. The wooden floor absorbs some frequencies while letting others resonate. The walls, with their textured surface, scatter sound gently, preventing harsh echoes. The window glass conducts the outside directly and while also filtering it, adding a subtle quality that's hard to name, a kind of presence, perhaps, a sense that the rain is both outside and somehow also in the room with you. You open your eyes again and the visual returns, but the auditory awareness remains heightened. Now you're experiencing the rain in stereo, seeing and hearing, each sense confirming what the other perceives. The drop you see land is the drop you hear land, synchronized, immediate, real. The ledger, you recall, contained descriptions of sound. Loud, insistent, demanding attention. Quiet, barely audible, requiring stillness to hear. Musical, varying in pitch, almost melodic. White noise, consistent, erasing other sounds. Each rain has its sonic signature, and that signature affects how you experience it, how you feel in its presence. This rain, the current one, sounds like patience. That's not a sound, technically, but it's the only way to describe it. The drops arrive without hurry. The intervals between them aren't tense or expectant. The overall volume is moderate, present but not overwhelming. You could sleep to this sound. You could work to it, think to it, simply be to it. It's accommodating rain, companionable rain, the kind that doesn't demand you do anything but allows you to do whatever you choose. Behind you, the archive represents hundreds of other sounds, other sonic environments, each one preserved not in vibration but in water and words. You wonder if someone has ever tried to play the archive, to experience multiple rains in sequence, to create a kind of rain sound composition. It seems possible, even likely. This place encourages that kind of experimentation, that playful attention. You imagine selecting 3 vessels, say, the thunder rain, the frost rain, and the monsoon rain, and opening them in turn while reading their entries aloud. The thunder rain's intensity, the frost rain's warning, the monsoon rain's overwhelming presence. A journey through rain's moods, rain's capacities, rain's range. Your ears would adjust to each one, find its center, its particular offering. But you don't move to do this. The current rain is sufficient. More than sufficient, it's ideal for this moment, for your current state of mind and body. Sometimes abundance means knowing when you have enough, when adding more would diminish rather than enhance. This rain is your rain, and you're content to let it be the only rain for now. The light through the window has remained that same pearl gray, but within that consistency, you begin to notice subtle shifts. A slightly warmer tone now, perhaps, or maybe a cooler one, it's hard to say. The gray contains multitudes, apparently. What you initially thought was flat and uniform reveals depth, variation, a kind of breathing quality. The rain affects the light, or the light affects how you see the rain, or both are true simultaneously. Your body has become very still. Not rigid, stillness without tension. Your spine is upright but relaxed. Your shoulders rest naturally. Your hands, back in your lap, have grown warm from your own heat. The cushion beneath you is molded to your shape, offering support exactly where support is needed. You could stay here, you realize, for a very long time. And that possibility doesn't feel like confinement. It feels like freedom. Something shifts in your awareness. You're still by the window, still listening to the rain, but now you sense another window, an interior one. It doesn't exist in the physical room. It's somewhere inside you, and yet it feels as real as the glass you've been watching rain run down. This inner window opens onto your own interior landscape. Through it, you can observe your thoughts and feelings the way you've been observing the rain, with distance, with patience, without judgment. A thought arrives, you see it form, notice its shape and texture, watch it pass. Another follows. Then a feeling, maybe a small anxiety or a gentle contentment. They move through your interior space the way rain moves through the courtyard outside. The parallel is striking. Just as rain comes and goes, varies in intensity, arrives from distant sources beyond your control, so too do thoughts and emotions. Their weather, in their way. Internal weather. And just as you can't stop the rain by willing it or command it to fall differently, you can't entirely control what arises within you. But you can observe. You can notice. You can create a space of awareness that holds whatever comes without being overwhelmed by it. The inner window has a sill, like the outer one. On it, you can rest what you're noticing. Not to examine intensely or fix or solve, just to set down gently for a moment before letting it move on. A worry about tomorrow, placed on the sill, acknowledged, released. A memory from yesterday, placed on the sill, seen clearly, allowed to fade. A sensation in your body, a slight discomfort or a pleasant ease, placed on the sill, noted, let go. This process feels similar to what the archive does with rain. You're archiving your own experience, but instead of preserving it in jars, you're preserving it in attention, in the act of noticing without grasping. Each thought, each feeling, gets its moment of recognition. That's enough. That's everything, actually. The current rain outside continues its work, indifferent to your internal process but somehow supporting it anyway. Its consistency provides a background against which your internal weather can move and shift. The two windows, outer and inner, exist in relationship, each one illuminating the other. You realize that you've been breathing differently. Deeper, slower, as if your lungs have more room than usual. Each inhale brings in cool air that tastes faintly of water and wood. Each exhale releases warmth and slight tension you didn't know you were holding. The breath is its own kind of rain, falling into your body and then evaporating out, a cycle, a rhythm, a constant exchange with the world around you. Through the inner window, you notice that your mental activity has quieted. Not stopped, that would be strange, possibly impossible, but quieted. The thoughts that arise are spaced farther apart, less insistent. They don't demand responses. They're content to simply appear and disappear, like raindrops landing and being absorbed. The quality of your mind feels different, more spacious, as if the room you're sitting in has expanded inward as well as outward. A particular thought arrives, gratitude. Not for anything specific, just a general sense of appreciation for this moment, this room, this rain, this breath, this unlikely stillness. You let it rest on the inner sill for a moment. It's warm, this thought, and soft-edged. It doesn't need anything from you. It just is, and that's sufficient. Another thought follows, uncertainty about something in your life outside this room. It's less pleasant, carries a slight edge of worry. But here, through the inner window, you can look at it without being consumed by it. It's just weather. It arrived because that's what thoughts do. It will pass because that's what thoughts do. You don't need to solve it right now, not here. Here, you just need to see it, acknowledge it, let it move through. The outer rain provides a kind of instruction in this. Each drop falls, lands, completes its journey, and is done. It doesn't linger in the air wondering if it fell correctly. It doesn't doubt its landing. It simply falls, lands, is done. Your thoughts could be like that. Your feelings could be like that. Arriving, being, passing on. The room holds both windows, outer and inner, without preference. It doesn't prioritize the rain over your inner weather or vice versa. Both are given equal space, equal validity. You're being taught something about balance, about the democracy of experience. Everything that arises deserves attention, but nothing requires you to cling to it. Through the outer window, you watch a particularly large drop form at the edge of an overhang, grow heavy, fall, splash against stone. The whole sequence takes maybe 2 seconds. Through the inner window, you watch a particular emotion form, something like wistfulness, grow substantial enough to notice, move through your awareness, dissolve. Also about 2 seconds. The symmetry is beautiful and teaching. You close your eyes again and the inner window becomes even clearer. Without the distraction of the outer world, your interior landscape reveals itself more fully. It's not empty, exactly, but it's not crowded either. There's space here, room for things to move and shift and settle. The rain's sound continues, a guide, a companion, a reminder that rhythm and repetition are possible, that consistency can be gentle rather than monotonous. Your breath has become very quiet. You're barely aware of breathing, yet it continues perfectly well without your conscious direction. In, out, like rain falling, like thoughts arriving and departing, like the day slowly progressing toward evening or evening moving toward night or whatever time it actually is in the world outside this room. The inner window, you understand, is always available. Not just here, not just now, but whenever you remember to look through it. The rain helped you find it, or the room did, or your own readiness did, but now that you know it's there, you can return. You can observe your own inner weather with the same patient attention you've given to the rain in the courtyard. This feels like a gift, though you're not sure who's giving it. The room? Yourself? The rain? Maybe it doesn't matter. Gifts don't always need identified givers. Sometimes they're just found, waiting, ready to be picked up and used and appreciated. You open your eyes and stand, your body cooperative and easy. The archive calls to you again, but differently this time. Now you're not just curious, you're understanding something about why this archive exists, what it's really for. You approach the shelves and begin reading labels more carefully, looking not just at the facts, location, time, season, but at the descriptions. This rain fell the day my daughter was born, soft and celebratory. This rain came during the hardest year, constant and heavy, matching the weight inside. This rain surprised us on a bright afternoon, brief and joyful, like laughter. The archive isn't just about rain. It's about memory, about marking time, about finding external patterns that mirror internal experiences. Each jar holds not just water but a moment, a feeling, a chapter of someone's life. The rain becomes a vessel for something larger than itself. It becomes story, meaning, connection. You wonder who maintains this archive. One person? Many people over time? Is it passed down, inherited, added to by each new keeper? The handwriting in the ledger varies slightly from entry to entry, suggesting multiple contributors, but there's a consistency of approach, of care, that suggests a shared understanding of the work. Near the bottom shelf, you find older vessels, clay amphorae, hand-formed and rough, their labels faded or missing entirely. These hold ancient rain, water that fell before you were born, before anyone you know was born. Yet it's still here, still preserved, still carrying whatever it was meant to carry. Time hasn't erased it. The rain is patient, enduring, willing to wait as long as necessary. You select one of these ancient vessels, lift it carefully. It's heavier than expected, the clay dense and solid. No label, no description, just the rain itself. You hold it to the window light, and the water inside is clear, unchanged by time, still distinctly water even after all these years. Some things don't degrade. Some things stay essential. Setting it back gently, you move to the ledger and flip backward through pages, reading entries from years past. The handwriting becomes more archaic, harder to read, but the content remains familiar: steady rain, lasting through the night, washing everything clean. Brief shower, barely enough to wet the ground, but welcome nonetheless. Days of rain, testing patience, eventually giving way to sun. These could have been written yesterday or 100 years ago. Rain hasn't changed. Human response to rain hasn't changed. We still find it soothing or oppressive, welcome or tiresome, necessary or excessive, depending on circumstance and mood. The archive documents this constancy, this eternal relationship between humans and water falling from sky. You flip forward to more recent entries, recognizing the hand that's been writing in your own time. The descriptions are more detailed, more reflective. This rain reminded me of childhood, of standing at a window much like this one, watching and waiting for nothing in particular. This rain fell during a difficult conversation, providing sound to fill the silences, something to look at when eye contact became too much. Rain as witness. Rain as backdrop. Rain as participant in the unfolding of human life. It's always there, varying in form but constant in presence, marking our days whether we notice it or not. The archive is an act of noticing, of refusing to let rain be merely background, of elevating it to its proper status as companion, teacher, mirror. You return to your cushion by the window, but now you're seeing the current rain differently. It's not just rain, it's this rain, the rain of this specific moment, the rain that's falling while you're here in this room having these thoughts, feeling these feelings. It's already a memory forming, even as it happens. Someday, if you wanted to, you could describe this rain to someone. You could fill a jar with it, write an entry about it, add it to the archives collection. Afternoon rain, moderate and steady, gray light, meditative quality. I sat by the window and learned about watching, about letting things be what they are. The rain taught me this, or reminded me, or simply allowed me to remember what I already knew. The courtyard outside is thoroughly wet now. Every surface gleams. The puddle has grown to a substantial size, reflecting sky and rain and the ghost of the wall beyond. The leaves are plastered flat. The bird has flown. You didn't see it leave, but its overhang is empty now. Life continues, even in the rain. Perhaps especially in the rain. Inside, you continue too. Breathing, sitting, watching, listening. The archive behind you holds its collection patiently. The rain outside continues its fall. The inner window remains open, allowing you to observe both the outer world and your interior landscape with equal care. Everything is happening at once, and everything is fine. You understand now that you could leave at any time. The door you entered through is still there, still accessible. But why leave when there's still rain to witness, still breath to breathe, still this particular quality of gray light to soak in? There's no urgency. There's no schedule demanding your presence elsewhere. For now, this is enough. More than enough. This is everything. The concept of measured time has become increasingly irrelevant. You have no idea how long you've been in this room, an hour? Several? longer. The rain hasn't stopped, but you sense it might be different rain than what was falling when you arrived. Rain in the same place can change character completely as weather systems shift, as temperature rises or falls, as wind picks up or dies down. This rain feels older than the rain you first heard. Settled. It's been falling long enough to establish its rhythm as permanent, even though you know intellectually that all rain ends eventually. But emotionally, experientially, this rain feels eternal. It was falling before you arrived, it's falling now, and it will fall after you leave. You're just passing through its duration. Rain time is different from clock time. Clock time divides existence into discrete, measurable units, seconds, minutes, hours. Each unit is identical to every other unit of the same type. Time becomes a grid, a structure, a container that everything else must fit into. Rain time is fluid. It expands and contracts based on intensity, on your attention, on what the rain is doing. 5 minutes of light drizzle might feel longer than an hour of steady rain once you've settled into it. A brief downpour can seem to last forever in the moment, then vanish from memory quickly once it's done. Rain creates its own temporality, its own way of marking duration. In this room, you're living in rain time. Your breath has synced with it, so you're no longer tracking breaths as separate events but experiencing breathing as a continuum, an ongoing process that's always happening. Your thoughts arrive in rain time too, not according to any schedule but when they're ready, when conditions allow, when something triggers their formation and fall. The archive, you realize, is an attempt to capture rain time, to preserve it somehow, to make it accessible outside its own duration. But it can't truly succeed, not completely. The jar of water can remind you of the rain it came from, but it can't recreate the experience of being present while that rain fell. The entry in the ledger can describe the rain, but descriptions are always translations, always approximations. The real thing, the actual experience of rain falling while you watch and listen and breathe, can only be had by being present during rain. This is both limitation and freedom. You can't preserve this moment entirely, can't bottle it up to access exactly as is later. But that means you don't need to. You can be fully here, now, because this moment will never repeat. This specific rain, this exact quality of light, this particular arrangement of your body and mind and breath, it's unique, unrepeatable, already gone even as it happens. The thought could be sad, but it isn't. It's liberating. You don't have to capture this. You don't have to perform it or remember it perfectly or make it into something else. You just have to be in it, with it, as it, for as long as it lasts. And when it's done, something else will begin. Outside, the rain continues its work. It's washing the courtyard, yes, but also washing something less tangible, washing away the accumulation of small griefs and worries, washing away the dust that settles on everything, washing away the residue of yesterday so today can be met fresh. You can feel this washing happening inside you too, through the inner window. Each breath is a small rain, each moment of attention a clearing, a cleansing, a renewal. The vessels in the archive, you think, don't just hold water. They hold potential. The potential to remember, to return, to reconnect with something that seemed lost. The act of collecting the rain, writing about it, storing it carefully, that's an act of love, really. Love for the world, love for experience, love for the small moments that make up a life. You could add to this archive if you chose. You could find an empty vessel, collect some of the current rain, write your entry. Rain as teacher, rain as companion, rain as permission to stop and simply be. But you don't need to. The rain is already archived in your body, in your memory, in the way you'll think about rain from now on. You've been changed by this rain, and that change is the real archive, the one that travels with you when you eventually leave. Time continues to do its strange dance. Or maybe time is perfectly steady and it's your perception that's dancing, loosening, releasing its grip on fixed ideas about duration and sequence. Either way, you're suspended in something that feels outside normal temporality, something that could last forever or could end in the next moment, and both possibilities feel acceptable, even welcome. The rain agrees with you, or you agree with the rain, or you're both just happening simultaneously without needing to agree on anything. This is the gift of rain time. It asks nothing, judges nothing, simply provides a rhythm and lets you find your place within it. You sense a presence, though you haven't heard anyone enter. Turning slowly, you see a figure standing near the archive shelves. Not appearing suddenly, more like becoming visible gradually, as if they've been there all along and you've only just remembered to look. The keeper is neither young nor old, neither male nor female. They wear simple clothing in shades of gray and blue, practical garments that seem designed for quiet work. Their hands, you notice their hands first, are careful, gentle, the hands of someone who handles fragile things often. They're holding a vessel, a small glass bottle with a cork stopper, filled halfway with clear water. The rain today, they say, and their voice is quiet, barely above a whisper, pitched to exist inside the rain's sound rather than over it. It suits you. You nod, not sure what to say, not sure if speech is expected or necessary here. The keeper moves to the desk, sets down the bottle, picks up the pen that rests in the ledger's fold. They write something, their hand moving slowly and deliberately. You can't see the words from where you sit, but you imagine they're capturing this rain, this day, this specific quality of falling and watching and breathing. People come here, the keeper says, still writing, when they need to remember how to be still. The rain helps. It's patient. It doesn't require anything. How long have you been keeping the archive, you ask, your voice feeling strange after so much silence, but welcomed by the room, absorbed by it. I've been here, the keeper says, and there's the slightest smile, barely visible, for as long as there's been rain to collect. Or maybe I'm just the current keeper. It's hard to say. The work continues regardless of who does it. They finish writing, set down the pen, cork the bottle. They move to the shelves and place the new vessel among the others, arranging it with care, making sure it sits stable and secure. The archive has grown by one. The rain has been preserved again. Do you ever open them, you ask? The old ones? Sometimes, the keeper says. When someone needs a particular kind of rain, a specific memory. The water itself doesn't change, but what it represents, that can still offer something. Comfort, maybe. Recognition. The knowledge that what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, others have felt before. They turn to face you fully now, and their eyes are kind, deeply so, the eyes of someone who's witnessed much and judged none of it. You can stay as long as you need, they say. The rain will continue. There's nowhere you have to be right now except here. I know, you say, and you do know, have known since you entered. but hearing it confirmed by the keeper makes it more real, more solid. The inner window, the keeper says, and you startle slightly because you haven't mentioned the inner window, haven't told them about that discovery. You found it. That's good. Most people find it here eventually, though some take longer than others. The rain shows you how to watch without interfering. That skill works inward as well as outward. You nod again, understanding. When you leave, the keeper continues, the inner window goes with you. You don't have to come back here to use it, though you're always welcome if you do. Once you know it's there, it's there. The rain taught you, and now you know. They moved toward a door you hadn't noticed before, a second exit on the far wall. I'll be continuing the work, they say. But you don't need me. Just the rain, just the window, just your breath. That's everything. And then they're gone, stepped through and away, and you're alone again with the rain and the archive and the gray light and your own increasingly still mind. But you don't feel alone. You feel accompanied, held, part of something larger than yourself that nonetheless has room for your particular, individual experience. The keeper's presence lingers, or maybe what lingers is just the confirmation they provided. This is real, this matters. This work of watching and breathing and being still is not frivolous or selfish but necessary, valuable, part of being human in a human body on a wet planet where rain falls and minds grow noisy and stillness becomes rare and precious. You return your attention to the window, to the rain still falling, still patient, still willing to be watched and heard and breathed alongside. The keeper's new entry sits in the ledger, drying slowly. The new vessel rests on its shelf, holding today's rain, today's light, today's specific quality of water meeting earth. The archive continues. The rain continues. You continue, breath by breath, moment by moment, exactly as you should. The longer you sit with the rain, the more layers reveal themselves. What seemed simple at first, rain falling, you watching, becomes increasingly complex, rich with detail and nuance that was always present but unnoticed until you developed the attention to perceive it. You notice, for instance, that the rain has multiple textures. Not just the variation between large and small drops, but something subtler, a kind of grain to it, a quality that's almost tactile even though you're perceiving it through sound and sight rather than touch. Some rain feels smooth, gliding through air and landing cleanly. This rain has a slight roughness, a texture like linen or unbleached paper, something handmade and organic. The light through the window, that persistent pearl gray, now reveals variations you couldn't see before. There are cool zones and warmer zones, areas where the gray leans toward blue and others where it hints at brown or gold. The overall effect is still gray, but it's a symphony of grays, a composition, an arrangement that's been carefully, naturally balanced over time. Your body has settled even further. If someone saw you now, they might think you were asleep, but you're not. You're awake, fully present, more alert than you've been in days or weeks. But it's a different kind of alertness, soft, receptive, allowing rather than grasping. Your muscles have released tensions you didn't know they were holding. Your jaw, often clenched, hangs slightly open. Your forehead, frequently furrowed, has smoothed. The rain is doing this, or you're doing this with the rain's permission and participation. It's a collaboration, though neither partner is consciously directing it. You've simply found a shared rhythm, a common frequency, and within that frequency, transformation becomes possible. Through the inner window, you observe thoughts that are deeper, slower, more fundamental than the quick surface thoughts that usually occupy your attention. These are the thoughts beneath thoughts, the quiet knowings that live in your body more than your mind. They arrive like groundwater seeping up through soil, gradual, thorough, impossible to rush. One of these deep thoughts: you are safe here. Not just in this room, though the room is safe, but in existence, in your life, in your body. The anxiety you often carry, the sense that disaster is always imminent, loosens its grip. The rain proves safety through simple continuation. It falls because conditions allow it to fall, and it will stop when conditions change, and neither falling nor stopping is dangerous or wrong or catastrophic. Things happen, and they're allowed to happen, and the world accommodates them all. Another deep thought: you have time. The urgency that usually drives you, the sense that everything must be done immediately or it will be too late, reveals itself as optional. The rain is not urgent. The rain does not hurry. Yet the rain accomplishes its work, watering, washing, soaking, marking time. Patience is not laziness. Slowness is not failure. Some things require duration to complete properly. A third thought, deeper still: you are enough. Not enough as in barely sufficient, but enough as in complete. The rain doesn't apologize for being rain. It doesn't try to be snow or sun or wind. It falls as rain, fully itself, and that's not only adequate but perfect. You could be like that. You could exist as yourself, fully, without apology or amendment, and that would be not just acceptable but exactly right. These thoughts don't arrive with fanfare. They're not revelations in the dramatic sense. They're quiet recognitions, awarenesses that have always been available but are only now able to surface because you've created space for them through your attention, through your willingness to sit still and listen to rain and breathe without agenda. The courtyard outside continues to receive the rain. Every surface is saturated now, can hold no more water, yet the rain continues to fall. The excess flows away through channels and drains, moves toward rivers and eventually oceans, continues the ancient cycle of water seeking water. There's no waste here. Nothing is too much or too little. The system accommodates everything, balances everything, keeps everything in motion. Your breath, still synchronized with the rain, has become so quiet and natural that you're barely aware of it. Breathing is just happening, the way it happens all the time without your conscious involvement, but now you're peripherally aware of it, grateful for it, recognizing it as the fundamental gift it is. Each breath is a small yes, an acceptance, an agreement to continue existing for one more cycle. The archive behind you radiates a kind of contentment. It has fulfilled its purpose simply by existing, by holding its collection, by being available to whoever enters this room seeking what it offers. The keeper's work is done not in finishing but in continuing. The rain's work is done not in stopping but in falling. Your work, here in this room, is done not in achieving anything but in being present. This is the deepest lesson the rain offers. Completion is not about reaching an endpoint. Completion is about being fully engaged with the present moment, whatever that moment contains. The rain is complete in every instant of its falling. You can be complete too, right now, without changing anything about yourself or your circumstances. Something has shifted, though you can't identify exactly when or how. The room feels different, or you feel different in the room, or your perception has altered enough that everything seems new even though nothing has physically changed. The rain is still falling. The window is still there. The archive remains on its shelves. Yet everything feels softer, more permeable, as if the boundaries between you and the room and the rain have become less rigid. You stand, slowly, carefully, not because you need to be careful but because that's the pace that feels right. Your body cooperates easily, joints moving fluidly, muscles responding without complaint. You've been sitting for a long time, but you're not stiff. The stillness has refreshed you rather than cramping you. You walk to the window and place your palm flat against the glass. It's cool, as expected, but also somehow alive, humming with a frequency you feel rather than hear. The rain on the other side is visible in detail now, each drop distinct, each trajectory traceable, each impact observable. Your vision has clarified, or perhaps your attention has intensified, or perhaps the rain has become more itself, more vivid, more present. A thought arrives: you could stay here. Not forever, not as an escape from the world outside, but as a practice, a return, a resource. This room exists now in your awareness, and awareness is portable. You can take the room with you, or rather, you can take the qualities the room has taught you: patience, attention, stillness, the willingness to watch without interfering. But staying isn't necessary. You've received what the room and the rain had to offer. The inner window is installed, functional, available whenever you need it. The archive's lesson, that experience can be preserved without being clung to, remembered without being repeated, has been absorbed. The rain's gift of rhythm and patience and gentle consistency has been accepted and integrated. You turn from the window and look at the room as a whole, taking it in as a complete space rather than as individual components. The walls, the floor, the ceiling lost in shadow. The archive with its vessels and ledger. The cushion where you sat, still holding the impression of your weight. The other door, the one the keeper used, closed now but present. And the door you entered through, the one leading back to the corridor, waiting patiently for you to be ready. You move to the archive and select one last vessel to look at, a medium-sized jar, simple ceramic, labeled Common Rain, Uncommon Attention. You lift it, hold it to the light. The water inside is absolutely ordinary, no different from the water in any of the other vessels, yet the label transforms it. All rain is common. Rain falls everywhere, regularly, predictably across seasons. But attention makes it uncommon, makes it specific, makes it worthy of preservation and memory. You set the jar back carefully. Its message has been received. You don't need to collect your own rain, don't need to fill a vessel or write an entry. The experience is archived in you, in the changes that have occurred in your nervous system, in your breathing pattern, in your willingness to be still. You are the vessel. You are the entry. You are the archive's newest addition. The rain outside begins to lighten, not stopping, but easing, growing softer, preparing for transition. You sense this change before you see or hear it, your body somehow attuned now to the rain's rhythms and intentions. Soon it will stop. Soon the gray light will shift. Soon this particular rain will end and something else will begin. But for now, for these last few moments, you stand in the room and let everything be exactly as it is. The rain falling. The archive holding. The light filtering. Your breath moving. Your heart beating. Your mind, finally, blessedly quiet, offering nothing but receptive presence. You walk to the door you entered through, the one leading back to the corridor. Your hand finds the handle, solid and smooth. You turn it slowly, feeling the mechanism catch and release. The door opens on well-oiled hinges, making no sound. The corridor is there, waiting, exactly as you left it. That endless hallway with its countless doors, its textured walls, its timeless quality. But you've changed. You're carrying something new, not weight, more like capacity. The ability to find stillness anywhere, anytime, by remembering this room, this rain, this patient attention you've practiced here. You step through the doorway and pause, looking back one last time. The room remains, the rain continues, the archive waits for the next visitor. The keeper, somewhere you can't see, continues their work of collecting and documenting and preserving. This place exists whether you're in it or not, and that's both comforting and freeing. The door closes behind you with a soft click. The corridor holds you gently. Your footsteps, still soundless, carry you forward. The rain's sound fades gradually, becoming memory, becoming resource, becoming something you can access through recollection whenever you need it. You walk, and the corridor accepts your walking, and somewhere rain is falling, it's always falling somewhere, and you carry the inner window now, always. The corridor stretches before you, endless as always, but you're different now. You walk with a changed posture, a different relationship to time and space and movement. The urgency that usually propels you through life has dissolved. Your steps are measured, deliberate, each one complete before the next begins. Other doors line the corridor walls, countless options, other rooms to enter, other experiences waiting. But you're not drawn to any of them yet. You're still integrating what the Rain Archive taught you, still feeling the way that experience has rearranged something fundamental in your consciousness. You notice your breathing continues to follow the pattern it learned in the room, slow, deep, natural. The breath is doing its work without your supervision, and you're allowing it, trusting it. This trust, in automatic processes, in the body's wisdom, in the reliability of simple functions, this trust is new, or if not new, then renewed, refreshed, brought back from wherever it had been buried under layers of anxiety and control. The inner window is still there, you confirm. You can observe your thoughts and feelings as they arise, watch them with the same patient attention you gave to the rain. A thought about what you need to do later, you see it form, acknowledge it, let it pass without attaching to it. A feeling of contentment, you notice it, appreciate it, don't try to hold on to it or make it last longer than it naturally does. Everything is weather, you remember. Internal weather, external weather, all of it moving and changing and ultimately uncontrollable. But you can be the room that holds the weather, the space that accommodates whatever comes without being damaged by it. The Rain Archive was that kind of room, and you've learned to be that kind of space. You walk, and as you walk, you begin to notice something interesting. The corridor itself seems to be responding to your changed state. Or perhaps you're perceiving the corridor differently because of your changed state. Either way, details emerge that you hadn't noticed before. The walls, which seemed simple and plain, reveal subtle variations in texture. There are patterns in the material, organic shapes that suggest natural formation rather than human construction. Running your hand along the wall as you walk, you feel warmth, coolness, rough patches and smooth ones, a constantly varying surface that never quite repeats. The floor, too, is more complex than you initially perceived. The wood grain creates abstract landscapes, mountains and valleys, rivers and coastlines, weather systems rendered in growth rings and mineral stains. You're walking across centuries of tree life, compressed and preserved and now serving as the foundation for your journey. The ceiling, when you look up, isn't as distant as you thought. It's high, certainly, but reachable, present, defined. The shadows up there aren't darkness so much as graduated light, dimness that holds potential rather than absence. You could light a lantern and read the ceiling, you think, if reading the ceiling were something you needed to do. But you don't need to do anything except continue walking, continue breathing, continue existing in this in-between space that's neither the room you left nor wherever you're going next. The corridor is its own place, deserving its own attention, offering its own lessons. One lesson: transition doesn't have to be rushed. The space between one experience and the next isn't empty or wasted. It's full of its own information, its own value. You can walk this corridor for as long as necessary, and necessary is determined by your own sense of readiness, not by any external schedule or expectation. Another lesson: you carry every room you've ever entered. The Rain archive is still with you, will always be with you, accessible through memory and through the changes it created in how you perceive and process experience. Every door you've opened in this corridor has added to who you are, layered new capacities onto your existing self. A third lesson: solitude and aloneness are different things. You're alone in the corridor, no other people are visible, but you're not lonely. The corridor itself is company. Your breath is company. The memory of the rain is company. The inner window provides perspective that makes isolation impossible because you're always at least two things: the observer and the observed, the witness and the experienced. You pass doors of different materials: wood, metal, stone, something that looks like glass but feels like water when you brush against it. Each door promises a different experience, a different room, a different aspect of yourself to explore or rest or understand. But none of them call to you urgently. They're patient, like the rain was patient, willing to wait until you're ready, until the moment is right. Your body continues to feel good, loose and warm and responsive. The sitting in the rain room didn't make you stiff. It made you more flexible, more aware of how your body holds tension and how it can release that tension when conditions allow. You roll your shoulders experimentally, feeling the smooth articulation of joints, the glide of muscles over bone. Everything works. Everything cooperates. A memory surfaces, you at a different time, a different place, feeling trapped by circumstances, by obligations, by the weight of expectations. That person still exists, is, in fact, who you are in one sense, but they seem distant now, softer at the edges, less defined by struggle. The rain washed something, the sitting clarified something, and now even difficult memories arrive without their usual sharp edges. The inner window allows this. You can look at hard things without being wounded by them. You can acknowledge pain without being consumed by it. The rain taught you this: everything arrives, everything passes, everything gets its moment of recognition without requiring you to fix or solve or eliminate it. You continue walking, and the corridor continues extending, and somewhere rain is still falling in that room you left, and somewhere else rain is beginning to fall, and somewhere else again rain has just stopped, leaving everything clean and dark and saturated. The world is full of rain in various stages, and you're full of experiences in various stages, and all of it is fine, all of it is part of the pattern, all of it is weather. The corridor begins to feel familiar in a way it hasn't before. Not that you've walked this specific section previously, but that you're beginning to understand the corridor's nature, its purpose, its way of being. It's not trying to confuse you or test you. It's offering possibilities, holding space, allowing you to move at your own pace toward whatever comes next. And what comes next, you sense, is a choice. Not a dramatic one, not a crossroads with signposts and consequences, but a gentle option. You can continue walking, exploring more doors, more rooms, more aspects of experience. Or you can return. Not to where you started. You can never return to exactly where you started because you've changed, but to the world outside the corridor, the life you stepped away from when you entered this space. Both options are fine. The corridor doesn't prefer one over the other. It will hold you as long as you need holding, release you whenever you're ready to be released. This is its gift, absolute permission to take the time you need. You slow your walking, not stopping but moving more deliberately, attending to the decision forming in your awareness. Return or continue. Rest or explore. The Rain Archive gave you what you needed, the inner window, the understanding of patience, the permission to be still. Do you need more right now, or is what you've received sufficient? The answer arrives quietly, sufficient. Not enough for now in the sense of this will do temporarily, but sufficient in the sense of complete. You received a full teaching, a complete experience. Adding more wouldn't enhance it. You can return, taking the Rain's lessons with you, applying them to whatever your life outside the corridor contains. The decision made, the corridor responds. Ahead, you see a door you recognize, not the one you entered through initially, but one that will lead to the same outcome: exit, return, re-entry into the normal flow of time and space and responsibility. This door is simple, unmarked, neither inviting nor forbidding. It's just there, functional, ready when you are. You approach it slowly, savoring these final moments in the corridor. Your hand, when you look at it, seems the same as always but also somehow refined, more present, more yours. You flex your fingers, feeling each joint articulate, each tendon pull and release. The Rain taught you to notice small things, to find significance in simple movements and sensations. Your breath continues its pattern, steady and sure. You'll take this breathing with you, this rhythm the Rain established. When life outside becomes hectic or overwhelming, you can return to this breath, this pace, and through it reconnect with the stillness you found in the Rain Archive. The breath is a bridge between there and here, between the corridor and the world, between the person you were and the person you're becoming. You reach for the door handle and pause, hand hovering. In this moment before opening, you're exactly between states, no longer fully in the corridor but not yet outside it, poised at the threshold, balanced. The pause is important. It's a small acknowledgement of transition, a marking of change, or recognition that crossing this threshold matters. Your fingers close around the handle, cool metal, smooth, substantial. The mechanism turns easily. The door opens. Light spills in, different from the pearl gray of the Rain Archive, warmer and more varied. The world outside has its own weather, its own rhythms, its own demands and offers. You'll meet them with the resources you've gathered here. One last look back at the corridor. It stretches behind you, patient and eternal, lined with infinite doors leading to infinite rooms. You can return anytime. The corridor exists not just as a physical space but as a state of mind, a decision to step away from urgency and enter slowness, to exchange doing for being, to remember that you're human and humans need rest and attention and patience. The inner window confirms, you're ready. The Rain Archive served its purpose. The lessons have been received and are being integrated even now, even as you prepare to step across this threshold back into the regular world. You're carrying stillness with you. You're carrying patience. You're carrying the understanding that everything is weather, that everything passes, that everything deserves witnessing without judgment. You step through the door, crossing from the corridor into what comes next. The transition is smooth, gentle, natural. Behind you, the door closes, but not with finality, more like a pause, a rest between movements, a silence that allows the next sound to arrive fresh and clear. You're somewhere else now, somewhere familiar or about to become familiar, somewhere that needs the person you've become in the Rain Archive, the person who can watch without interfering, who can breathe without urgency, who can exist in the present moment without constantly reaching for the next one. The rain, somewhere, continues falling. The archive continues collecting. The keeper continues their patient work. The corridor continues holding space. And you continue too, breath by breath, moment by moment, carrying the rain with you wherever you go, carrying the inner window, carrying the permission to be still, carrying everything forward into whatever comes next. The sleep corridor has done its work. The rain has taught what rain teaches. And you, walking forward now, breathing steady, present in your own life again, you carry all of it forward, the stillness, the patience, the watching, the allowing, into the world that waits. Your breath continues, steady and sure. The lessons of the Rain Archive remain. Attention is practice, stillness is strength, watching is care. The inner window travels with you now, always available, always offering perspective on whatever internal weather arises. You understand that you can return to the corridor whenever needed, step through whatever door calls to you, receive whatever teaching the next room offers. But for now, you rest here, in this moment, complete and sufficient, breathing the breath the rain taught you, carrying patience like water carries memory. Let yourself drift into sleep with the knowledge that everything is weather, everything passes, and you have the capacity to witness it all with gentle, persistent attention. Rest now. The rain continues somewhere, always. You are held, you are safe, you are exactly where you need to be.